Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2025 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is linked in the description box below, and I look forward to reading for you. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Oh, and for anybody wondering, because I know there's been questions, I know new desk, new setup, all of this stuff. It is me. I don't know how else to verify except for the tattoo. I think the voice is rather distinctive, maybe. But yeah, and the cards, well-worn Llewellyn cards. So it is I, Dane. So let's see what the tarot has to say, just for anybody who's been questioning angels and spirit guides. We have here, oh, I love that. At the heart of it all is the Fool. We then have the Page of Wands, angels, and spirit guides. And those just flew right out, so that's perfect. Okay, the Nine of Swords. At the root, the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, angels, and spirit guides, the Two of Swords, angels, and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Hangman. How? The Ten of Cups. That's my favorite card. That really is. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. And then, oh, the Universe. I love this. I love this. This is so pretty. Okay, well done, Gemini, for being you and having such great energy during this time. I know you're probably looking at the Nine of Swords and saying, Dane, you know, that's not a good card. It's not a bad card either. So just be aware of that. At the heart of everything, you have the Fool. You are taking a leap of faith, and there's an energy around you. It can be because, you know, the year is changing, and you know, we're close to the end of the year, that there's the sense of, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for what it is that I want. But there is a power, there's an authority to you. There is a sense of, I just have to take that leap of faith. And whatever has been holding you back from dreaming big, whatever has been making you doubt or fear or think, oh, I can't do this, now you're saying, well, why the heck not? If not now, then when? If not me, then who, right? So going after what it is that you want. It's kind of like that saying, you know, shoot for the moon, you might just catch a shooting star. Go for your dreams. Go for what it is that you desire. And you can be surprised at where you end up. You can be surprised at how things move forward. So here, you're going after something that seemed impossible to you. That maybe you didn't know about it until like 5 seconds ago, you know, or maybe it just felt like this gets to happen to other people. It doesn't get to happen to me. And that's just not the case anymore. It does get to happen to you. And you're going to see yourself opening to your dreams, opening to what it is that you desire, what it is you've been afraid of. Now, the challenge is going to be the Page of Wands. Your passion is going to kind of come in, go out, and you can feel overwhelmed. You can doubt. You can also like just feel frustrated around things. You can have a temper around what it is that you really desire, because there's a frustration. There's a sense of, this should be easier. And it's not. So showing yourself grace is going to be super important during this time. With the Page of Wands, this is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So if you have fire sign energy in your chart, if you have fire sign energy in your life, especially kids, okay, you can find them as being a little bit challenging during this time. But it's also embracing your passion. It's looking at what it is that you want, how it is that you want to move forward. Connecting with spirit is also going to be something that can be rather difficult during this time. You want things to be clear cut. And spirit, you know, kind of talks in poems and riddles, and having things come forward with new knowledge, new understanding, that's going to be important for you. And the challenge is going to be to embrace your passion and to walk forward in it. You'll start moving, and then you'll lose momentum. And spirit is just saying, keep on putting one foot in front of the other, in front of the other. It moves you then to the roots during this time. And that's the Nine of Swords. You tend to worry. So just own it. Like, you can be just like me and be a world-class warrior. And that is okay. But looking at things and saying, I can be worried, I can be afraid, but I'm going to acknowledge fear, but I'm not going to be ruled by it. That's going to be really important here. With the Nine of Swords, there is a sense of you climbing out of fear. So fear encapsulated you a lot more. It was like a bubble around you, and you felt stuck in it. Think of it as like being in the middle of a balloon, right? You got stuck in that. And now you have a pin, right? You have the swords. You can pop that balloon And that's going to be really beneficial for you. You see yourself as somebody who is afraid and overwhelmed. People see you as having your stuff together. Really, seriously. They think, oh, wow, Gemini has it going on. You have it all together. You're powerful. You're personable. Like, you've got this. And there's a sense here of like, yeah, I am those things. Thank you for noticing. But life is hard and overwhelming. And I fear that I won't get to the place that I want to be. And that's why at the heart of it all, we can sit there and think about it forever, right? Just think, how can I do this? How can I do that? And Spirit's saying, just jump, just go, just do. We can worry and worry and worry, especially as an air sign energy. We're very, very good at that. The worry, the fear, the doubt, overthinking, overanalyzing. Acknowledging that within you, Gemini, and saying, I see the fear, but I'm going to go after what I really want because I don't want regrets at the end of this journey. I don't want to sit there, not regrets. We can all say, oh, I regret this or I regret that. But I don't want to say I didn't do it. I didn't go after my dreams. I didn't go after the seeds that the universe put in my heart and I didn't let them grow. Like, no, now they're going to grow and you're going to go after something extraordinary because what you're going to see is that extraordinary is part of you. People have been doing extraordinary things in your family line, in your life, more often than you realize. But we take the extraordinary and make it ordinary. But here, it's looking at the extraordinary things and it's claiming them for yourself. It moves you then to the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is the energy that's moving away. This is nurturing money and wealth. And this is being really focused on money. What you're going to see is that you're shifting the focus. It doesn't mean that the money has to be flowing in, though I do hope it is, okay? Queen of Pentacles is like, you've got this together. You're building it. You're moving it forward. Done that. But embracing the passion and letting your creativity come forward and not keeping yourself rigid, that's going to be a really important thing during this time. So in the past and in the recent past, right, you've learned how to nurture prosperity. You've also started looking at money differently, looking at what it is that you want, how it is that you want to move forward, what it is that you're going for. And it brings you then to the Page of Swords. Now, this is you. You're represented by the swords in the minor arcana. And again, you have the student energy of a page coming forward. You are a fantastic learner. You take in the information, you take in the words of people, you take it all in. You're like a sponge, Gemini. You take it all in. Spirit is going to be handing you logical messages, like things that you sit there and you say, oh, okay, I can see that, I get that. Okay, I see that, I get that. And it's going to be like confirmation, right? You're going to have confirmation on certain things. It's like, oh, okay, I understand. And you move forward in it. Spirit is going to be guiding you in a very real way, in a very powerful way. You've learned how to embrace your voice. You've learned how to embrace your words. You've learned how to speak and ask the questions, right? Because as the student energy, you're learning, you're growing, you're gaining an understanding. The challenge is to then take what you have learned and put it into practice, okay? To move it forward and to let that passion shine you forward, because you can still be like, oh, this shouldn't be my passion, right? I should be more practical. I should be more logical. Everybody should be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, that are very sensible and practical. And yes, we need those people, but we also need creatives. We also need other jobs, right? There is a value for everything. And putting yourself in a little box and saying, but this is what is respectable, you've clipped your own wings. And what you're going to see here is that you're not clipping your own wings anymore. And you're also saying, you know what? I am worth so much. And I am so powerful. And I am so prosperous, because you're seeing your power, you're seeing your worth, and you're rising to the very best that you can do. You're giving it your all. And the person who does, I don't know, Cardi B's nails, right? She makes a heck ton of money and she is very successful. And she doesn't think that her work isn't worth it at all. It's like, no, do what you do and be proud of it. And yes, you might be saying like, okay, if Cardi B showed up and came to me, that would be great. But she had to start off without having her there. And then it came forward. So here, start off, go after what it is that you want and believe in yourself. Because you are a student, you're soaking everything in. For the first half of December, you are looking at what it is that you want, and you're not saying, oh no, I can't do it. It's kind of like, oh, well, how do I figure that out? You're going to see things as challenges, and that's going to be fun, because Gemini, you like working out puzzles, and it moves you then to the Two of Pentacles. You have a lot to balance, so you can overextend yourself during this time. Be aware of that. Also being aware emotionally, you have to keep things calm. Okay? It will be very easy to take on other people's trauma drama, to, overextend yourself, try to help this person, try to do this, try to do that. You need to keep yourself balanced. You also need to know that there is trickery around you. Not everything is going to be as straightforward as you would like it to be. So grounding yourself, rooting yourself is going to be a big thing. Calming the waves, seeing what it is that you want, looking at how you want to move forward in what it is that you desire. Do not overextend yourself, but you are moving forward towards an infinity of wealth. You're also going to be working out how to achieve the prosperity that you want, how to move things forward in the way that you need to. And it moves you then to a repeat of the number 2, which is creativity and also connection. And this is the 2 of Swords. You're seeing yourself take a different path. You're seeing yourself open up to new ideas. And as you do so, you're cutting away doubts and fears. And as you do so, you're also looking at these things and saying, there isn't just one path to success or 2 paths to success. There are so many different roads that can be taken. And you are moving forward in empowerment. You're moving forward in a visionary mentality. And it brings you then to the Hangman. You are different. That's one of the reasons you're here on this channel. You know, the difference, the way of seeing things in a new light. The Hangman has gone through the discomfort, and you can still be in the discomfort of seeing things differently, of gaining a new understanding, of knowing your worth and knowing your value, and questioning and seeking and opening up doors. And with the Hangman, as you look at things differently, do not sit there and say, but I'm not like everybody else. Sit there and say, okay, how do I utilize my gifts in order to move forward in the success that I want, in the prosperity that I desire within my life, the prosperity of being happy, of being grounded, of being connected, of being prosperous? Because you are different and people notice that. So it can be that it's like, oh, I don't fit in. That's okay. Let yourself stand out. Let yourself stand out, Gemini, because as you do so, you're moving towards the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is your hopes and your fears. Because it's like, oh my gosh, if I get my dreams, what if they fall apart? Especially if you have had your dreams fall apart before, or you've seen somebody close to you. Like when you were little, a parent had their dream, and let's say they got divorced and everything fell apart, and you watch them mourn that. You could be afraid of having your dream, Gemini, because you watched it fall apart. And it's like, well, what makes me safe? So just be aware of that. Be aware that the fear could come from this life, from a past life, that there is the sense here that can come from another person where you internalize that fear and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, maybe it's better to always strive than to get what you want and have it fall away. But who says it will fall away? Look at what it is that you desire. Look at what it is that you dream of, and have that happiness come forward in your life. Have that joy be a part of you, and live it every day, small increments. Now you can sit there and say, I want this house, I want this car, I want, this and that. Have a vision board, make it simple, but also then scale it back and make it small. Make it little things that you can do every day. I want to make sure that I put my clothes away after I do the laundry, right? I want to make myself meals that I enjoy eating and that are healthy for me. I want, and make it little things that you can do and accomplish for yourself that don't add to the chaos and the burdens. So with the 10 of Cups, fearing success and happiness, it's logical. It is logical, okay? Because it's been internalized. But letting yourself say, I deserve the happiness. I deserve giving myself, this shot at success and beauty. That is also logical. And that is also beautiful, because you're opening up the world to you. It doesn't mean that you have to take up a lot of space and be a jet setter and do this and do that. It means that you're carving out what it is you want in your world. And as I always say, it's not a bad thing to have a small, beautiful world. We don't need to have mansions and, multiple cars and all of this stuff. It is okay to have a small, beautiful world where you're connected, where you have community, where you have people that you love, where you have energy that builds you up. And here with the universe, there's no ties that are holding you back. I always point out the ephemeral being here, snow and air, and the sense of freedom and guidance and opening up the doors to you. You've been caged in, you've worried, you feared, you climbed out of that cage, you've climbed out of the doubt, you've climbed out of the darkness and the chaos. And now there is a sense of, I'm never going back to the boxes. I'm never going back to being, shut away or confined in. I'm letting myself dream. I'm taking that leap of faith. I'm going after, with the Fool right here. I'm going after what sings to my heart, even if people say that's foolish, even if people don't understand. You're not living for everybody else, Gemini. You are living for you. Let yourself soar and be proud of who it is that you are. Do no harm. Walk gently and kindly on this earth and let yourself shine. It moves you then to your spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. We have two. We have here prosperity energy. And that's the energy that's been all around this reading. That's why I laughed and I had to look at it again. I was like, it can't be that perfect. It can be though, Gemini. You are moving forward in prosperity energy, the sense of prosperity and bounty and abundance, the sense of fire and passion and beauty. You are fueling, okay? You have the Page of Wands and you have the Page of Swords. Air fuels fire, okay? So it can make things a little explosive, right? If you have a fire sign energy in your life, you could be like, wow, we can really fight. We can really argue. Like we can really butt heads, and acknowledging that, but then also saying, how can your inquisitiveness fuel the fires of your passion, fuel the fires of what you want in your life, your creativity, your insight. Passion isn't just romantic. We tend to think of passion as romance, but passion is the beauty of living and the power of your existence. And it moves us then, Gemini, to your chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Oh, we have three that fell just right out here. We have, oh, my favorite, the I am presence. We have relationships and we have dreams. The I am presence is your crown chakra. The I am presence is I am. What? What is your I am in your life? I am successful. I am powerful. I am strong. Or is it, I'm overwhelmed. I am scared. And I'm not sure I'm even on the right path. Both are valid. Both are okay. But how are you speaking to yourself? And how here are you taking the reins towards your success and out of worry and fear? Because it brings you then to your relationships, leaning strongly on those around you, because there's a support system around you, even if you don't know it quite yet. You know, there is the sense that people will come in the most unlikely way and support you and build you up and help guide you forward. And it is that sense of relationships, that sense of this is my support. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in a romantic relationship with people or like they have to be family. This can be friends. This can be, you know, people that are like, oh, can you help me out? And you're like, yeah. And you get to talking. And then all of a sudden, you know, there's clarity that comes, something like little gets said and it's like, oh, wow. And it brings you then to your dreams. It brings you then to focusing on your third eye, focusing on awakening your dreams, awakening your passion, awakening what it is that you want in order to move forward to where it is that you need to be, soul and spirit. Because here, the I am presence is impacting your dreams and it's opening up the door to where it is that you need to be. And it's also opening you up to the relationships that you want in your life, the connections that you've been longing for, or, you know, sitting there and saying, oh, I don't know why that person, you know, kind of like lost touch. And here it's like, reach out too. If they don't respond, that's fine. Like that's on them. You know, now it's time to move on, but go after what it is that you want, especially in the first half of December. You have a luck, you have a tenacity, you have a beauty to you that is charismatic and is just like, it pulls people in. It moves you then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Okay, so this is the Princess of Swords. The Princess of Swords is the same as the Page of Swords. In this deck, this is a Druidcraft deck. It is the Princess. And Spirit is saying, hey, be mindful of getting in your own way. Be mindful also of childhood traumas that can stop you in your tracks as you're moving forward as an adult. Because again, Gemini, this is air sign energy and you are an air sign energy. So just be mindful also of thinking of things childishly, like kind of like I want to be good at it instantaneously. Give yourself time to fail, give yourself time to grow, give yourself time to open the doors. And that's going to be a very powerful thing for you. So with the Page of Swords, the Princess of Swords here, do not let old doubts and fears creep in and cripple you as you move forward. It's like, let yourself hear the fears that you have had and just know that it's like, you don't get to have power over me anymore. I am moving forward towards my goals and towards what it is I truly want and I truly deserve in my life. And it brings you then to your subconscious spirit message. And this is relax. Letting yourself relax, letting yourself unwind, letting yourself have peaceful moments is going to be and is very important. It brings us then to holistic health, taking care of yourself, body, and spirit, knowing that all of you matters and putting in that time and that effort into aligning yourself, moving you forward, and really connecting with your energy. It brings us then to your subconscious energy to be mindful of. The Three of Cups, be mindful of people here that you have trusted. And this is like even in the past, that you trusted and you thought would be on your side, and they couldn't be. They couldn't show up for you the way that you needed them to. And it has hurt you. You've carried this from past lives, from this life, and it's hurt you. It's made you overwhelmed. And it actually makes you afraid, tentative, like kind of like it's kind of like when you see the animals like walk across a frozen lake, right? They always step so carefully. Of course, the lake could not be completely frozen over and they could fall in, and that would be disastrous. Here, it's made you afraid, and it's made you think all the time the ice beneath me will crack and break. So here, as you're stepping forward, look at the pain that you have been through, not as, they have this power, or like, oh my gosh, I have to watch out for people like this. I mean, yes, subconsciously you'll be able to call them out a lot easier. But here it is this real sense of, but now I know what I don't want, what I don't want to be, how I don't want to move forward, what I don't want in my existence and for myself. And it moves you then to the subconscious tarot message. And it's the Six of Swords. You're moving forward. Your angels are guiding you, and you are moving forward, Gemini, to so much more. And it's in a very nurturing way, but it's also in a very logical way. And you like that. You like logic. You like creativity. It's all about the mind and the words and the connection. You're ruled by Mercury. So that connection, that insight is so very important to you. And there's a fear because I'm moving into the unknown. You're moving into your Avalon. And here, as you move forward towards your dreams and what you deeply desire, it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to stop. So keep going and keep seeing what it is that you want and open up those doors, because only you can open them. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Bye.